Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Or in this case, a brand new old Let's Play. Let's play Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, again. For the PlayStation 2. Why is that? Well, just like with Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, I had fun making this, but at the same time, I was really having issues with OBS. And that kinda... It kept this from being as good as I wanted it to be the first time around when I first played this for the internet. And I promised myself that I would remake this when I had OBS more or less tamed. And, well, I have OBS more or less tamed now. And just like last time, I know that I'm going to have a fun time playing this game for the internet again. So let's go ahead and start a new game. And I'm pretty sure that the file up top is when I first played it way back during that PlayStation 2 binge, and the one at the very bottom was the file I used for my first Let's Play of this game. It is a wonderful, wonderful launch era game. I can't remember off the top of my head of Jak and Daxter with the launch tile, but it came in pretty early on. And I had fun playing it back in high school. I had fun playing it years later for the internet. And I'm going to have fun playing it now. So let's go ahead and start a new game. And I'm going to be quiet due to a cutscene.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy, oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like Precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Ow! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay, okay. I'm fine. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer! You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Alright. Well, we pretty much have our story at the very beginning of the game. We obviously play as Jak. Our friend Daxter was changed into this weird weasel-looking thing. It isn't really said what he's been turned into, but according to the back of the box, it says that he's an otter, which is a combination of a otter and a weasel. Well, anyway, we were mucking around on Misty Island. And we shouldn't have been, obviously. And we found out that some pretty shady people were going to attack the village. As we explored, we came across a pit of dark eco and a Precursor era object. A little drum-shaped object created by a group of people, or I guess you could say a group of people called the Precursors. And apparently, it glowed when Jak touched it, and when one of the bad guy's minions came at him and Daxter, Jak threw the drum at him, and dark eco exploded out of it. But the force knocked Jak into Daxter, and Daxter was knocked into the pit of dark eco, and he turned into that furry thing. Now they had to go far to the north to meet one of the stages known as Gul Acheron. And since we can't just teleport to where he is, it's going to be a very long journey. And obviously we're going to have to learn to explore and do things if we want to survive.
You can't come back through the walled gate until you find all 4 power cells on this island.
And obviously we can't go back until we do things that we're supposed to.
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
So, moving around, you use the left analog stick to move around. X lets you jump and double jump. You can press X at the second during the middle of your jump to do a double jump. Do it at the top. Do it at the top of your jump to get the best double jump. The right analog stick lets you move the camera and zoom in and out. Square lets you punch straight ahead, while circle lets you do a spin punch in place. Both of them will let you attack enemies. Pressing triangle will let you go in the first person mode. You can use the left or right analog stick to look around, and you can press triangle to get out of the mode. Holding L1 or R1 lets you crouch. From here, you can press X to do a crouch jump, to do a high jump, and you can press square while punching to do a rising uppercut. And if you crouch while moving, you do a roll. If you jump while rolling, you'll do a long jump, which is quite nice. And if you move while crouching, you can also crawl and sneak up on stuff. Also, Daxter has his arm crossed as you do this, and it's actually pretty funny. So, let's go ahead and break these chests. These things contain green eco. We have 3 hit points. If you lose any of, if we get hit, we lose any of them. We'll lose one of them. But if you lose all of them, you lose one of your infinite lives, and you go back to a checkpoint of sorts, I guess. I don't think you go that far back, but you do go back. Also, you have infinite lives, which was kind of a rare thing at this time. This game did come out in 2002, I believe. Or is it 2000? No, 2001. Not 2002. Yeah, this was a pretty early title. I don't think it was a launch. Yeah, it was not a launch title. But this one did come in pretty early on. And in 2001, there were not a lot of games, at least in console gaming, that had infinite lives. I think the only one that I know of from that time was Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, which I played long after I did the first Let's Play of this. And let's go ahead and grab these.
These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
And we're definitely going to need all of the power cells. Well, we definitely going to need the power cells, but we definitely need all the precursor orbs we can get. That over there, that glowing thing over in the distance and at the horizon is a power cell. We also have training dummies. Square and circle destroy them. So let's go ahead and destroy them. And we will get some more dialogue once we go over here.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grav zoomer.
And we will need to pick those up. We can use a long jump or a double jump, or even a single jump, to get to this power cell. And whenever we pick up anything of worth, such as a power cell, or do something major, our game is automatically saved. When the following icon appears, your progress is being saved. While this icon is on screen, do not remove the memory card, PS2, or turn off your system. Let's go ahead and continue. Also, I forgot to mention you can jump and attack, even though that's pretty obvious. Pressing circle in midair lets you do the spin jump, while pressing square in midair lets you do a ground pound. Why is that? Well, you're about to find out in 3 seconds. I think. Unless the game will not say anything. He's supposed to say something. Well, since the sage isn't going to say it, I might as well do it. In order to break these boxes, we need to jump in the air and press square.
Hey, you found one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
By breaking these boxes, you will find scout flyers. If you find 7 of them in a world, you will get a power cell. They're all going to be right next to each other in Geyser Rock here, where we are training. But the rest of the world is obviously not going to be this easy. Also, I'm now thinking that the game isn't giving me that prompt from the sage telling me that you have to jump up in the air and smash something from above, because I already did it before I got to that point. Kind of glad I showed it up, but I kind of regret the fact that you're not going to be able to hear that. Oh well, whatever will be, will be. Let's go ahead and get that power cell. And power cell shows up right next to you when you get that last scout flyer. So let's go ahead and grab that power cell.
Wow! That last scout fly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
And let's go ahead and destroy more stuff and get even more dialogue.
That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
And we have now been told about Blue Eco. That stuff makes us go faster and, as you'll soon see, also lets us collect items without having to touch them and also do other things as well.
Notice how each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
And that is the power of Blue Eco. Now the green Eco that we've been picking up, if we collect 50 small green Eco, or 1 big green Eco, we replenish 1 unit of health. Now, is there a... There we go. We can press L2 or R2 to see our heads-up display. If we have 50 at full health, and we get hit, we will lose the 50 eco instead of 1 of our units of health. So technically we have 4 units of health that we can work with, even though you only get to have 3. Also, I want to break this and this and learn about this door.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling Blue Eco through your body.
Which is what we will do when we go over to this, to here. I do not want to fall in the water because it is a long way to dry land.
That's a concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of blue eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
And if we enter this blue eco vent, we will be channeling the most blue eco that we can channel, as seen in the lower right hand corner. If you approach this door while channeling blue eco, you'll open it and you'll be able to go into the other side. We'll find a power cell. Of course, when we pick up the power cell, we're going to lose all of our blue eco, I think. Or not.
Good work. The blue eco caused the door to open. With blue eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years.
And we will need to keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go ahead and high jump for those precursor orbs.
Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type of eco. Pick up 50 small green ecos or one big green one to increase your health.
Thankfully, I've already gone over that. But here you actually see in the wild instead of inside of a chest, and therefore it gets explained to you. Now,
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
I was going to get away from the spike pit while the green sage explained double jumping, which I've also gone over, but I landed right in the spike pit. And I lost my 50 green eco, but as I mentioned before, the 50 green eco that we had counted as an extra hit. So we lost that instead. Anyway, let's use a double jump to get our last power cell. That is 4 of 4. And now we have all the power cells we can leave, but we don't have everything yet. Let's use the blue eco to power on this platform to go all the way back to the beginning, and then we can move further along, show off the long jump, and go over here. Apparently we have a very green moon over there. Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. You want to be very careful when you're in the water, because if you go too far out, a giant fish will show up and eat you instantly, and that will kill you no matter what and send you back. Yeah, it may seem like there are no boundaries when it comes to the water in this game, but trust me, you don't want to go too far out to sea and try to cheat the game, because the game will know that you're doing that and the game will outright kill you. This is where I wanted to go. I kind of dropped down a little too prematurely by using the, well, I don't necessarily have to, but by using the blue eco here, I can get the last of the precursor orbs. Thankfully, the game will tell you, hey, you picked up all of this one item, whether it be the precursor orbs, the power cells, or the scout flyers. Which I like. And of course, you can always pause the game and use the X, triangle, square, and circle buttons, well, mostly square, X, and triangle, to see what you have in all the places that you've been to. So, obviously, we've gotten all the power cells. We've gotten all 50 precursor orbs out of 2,000. We've gotten 4 power cells out of 100. And we have 7, well, we have all 7 scout flyers, and we have 7 out of 112. 112 divided by 7 is 15, I believe. I think. Or no, that would be 70, 77, 84, 91, 98, 105, 112. So it's 16, not 15. If it were 15, it'd be 105. And we have 4% of the game completed already. So, now that we have taken care of everything that we can take care of, what is there to go back to? Right. We can go in this direction, and then we can go back to the warp gate. We can leap on the button to open it up. And you can then approach the warp gate and press circle to use it. Use D-pad to select the place you want to go to. Press circle to warp. Press triangle if you decide not to warp after all. We can go back to the Green Sage's hut, and we need to do that to advance the storyline anyway. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to have a cutscene after this.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
And just like that, we have our first place to go to. We have the Sandover Village, which is a nearby village, and the beach, where we have to clear out or unclog the green eco-collectors near the beach. And if you talk to the Green Sage, again, you'll find out where those green eco-collectors are.
Some brave adventurers you two are. Back already and without clearing my blocked eco-harvesters. They're on the far side of the beach, boys. Now, get moving!
And with that, we can go ahead and leave.
Hello? Blue Sage? Hello? Where in the blue places can you be?
And if you hang around the other characters long enough, you can actually hear them talk. They do have little bits of dialogue that you can hear. Let's go ahead and talk to you.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
You don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
And that is something that we are definitely going to have to keep in mind. We've already seen one blue eco vent in Geyser Rock, and we're definitely going to see others as we go through our adventure. Of course, in order to utilize some of them, we are going to have to find a way to open them. And we will be doing that throughout our quest. Oh, we can talk to her again. Let's go ahead and do that.
I'm sure if you looked inside the Precursor Forbidden Temple, you'll find a way to turn on that capped blue eco vent on Sentinel Beach.
Ah, yes, Sentinel Beach. That's the name of the beach that I was trying to remember off the top of my head and couldn't. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Sentinel Beach in order to clear out the green eco vents. And also look for power cells, much like we did in Geyser Rock, in addition to getting the ones that the villagers in Sandover Village already have. Because we're going to need the 20 power cells to power up that cruiser that we need to use in order to get past the volcanic area nearby if we want to make our way further to the north. So that way we can get Dexter back to normal. This is going to be a long journey. I'm definitely going to go for 100% just like I did last time. And I am going to go into the village, Sandover Village, in the next video. So, let us go ahead and save our game. I'm surprised that the game does not keep track of how long you've been playing. I wish it did. Would have been nice. Oh well. Anyway, join me next time where we enter Zandover Village, and meet the people there before going to Sentinel Beach. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!